Hi, this is Lisa from Punk Creation and welcome back to Punk's Journal Clinic. Now today we're going to be looking at an internal binding system that is perfect for an envelope junk journal or a journal where you're not quite comfortable with sewing in your signatures as yet. So this is how it looks. Okay, these mountain folds here are what house our pages. If you're doing an envelope junk journal, you can just slot them in that way, or if you had two pages you could put one there, and then you could create almost a pocket that side or a pocket coming in from the side if you want to. Sorry, from the top or from the side if you want to. Okay, then once that's folded, you would then just stick it into the spine of our journal. Now the system I want to show you today, it's not a new system, I didn't invent it. However, when I saw it online, I hated the way that the person was explaining how to do the measurements, because if you follow my system, it doesn't matter how big or how little your spine is or your journal is, you can adapt this to your journal without remembering any measurements. Okay, sounds great, doesn't it? Because there's nothing worse than thinking, right, was that 2 1/8 or 3 8/16? No, none of that. Okay, what we're going to do, you take a piece of cardstock. Now, I've already pre-folded this just for quickness and ease of the video, but I want to show you very quickly how we do it. So you need to start off with 1/4 inch at the start. All right, so we put that in up against our school board and we do 1/4 inch. Okay, we then move the paper to a whole number. Now it could be down here again, or it could be up here. I like to work in the center of my school board, hence I move it into sort of number 3 or 4, whatever. We are then going to score. So we've got this 1/4 fold on number 3. We are then going to score on 3 1/2 and on number 4, and then 4 1/4. Okay, we're then going to move that 1/4 fold, that 1/4 score, back to a whole number. Now just in this instance I've moved it back to number 4. It doesn't have to be, it could be number 5 if you want it to be, but it just has to be a whole number. We then score 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. We move it back to a whole number to make it easy for ourselves. We then do 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and 1/4 inch. Okay, now my spine is, I need 6 of these large inches for my spine. Okay, so we move this 1/4 inch back to a whole number, go 1/2, 1/2, 1/4. So what we're left with, we're left with a small 1/4 inch here, a 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/2, 1/2, 1/4, 1/2, 1/2, 1/4. As you can see, I've just highlighted it on your 1/2 inch score marks. Okay, now if you haven't got a scoreboard and you need to use the cutting mat, it's very, very easy. You would just get a ruler, plastic ruler, metal ruler, whatever, and you put it on a whole number and mark 1/4 inch. Okay, with your bone folder, with the back of a pair of scissors, with your whatever you've got. Okay, and then you move this back to your whole number, and then you do 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, move it back to a whole number. Okay, as I said, this is so that you don't have to remember any dodgy measurements. It's all whole numbers, it's perfectly easy. What we're then going to do on these 1/2 inch folds, what I've already marked, we are going to mountain fold those so they go up like that. We then press in. The next is mountain fold. We then press backwards and forwards. The next one, we then go backwards and forwards. Now, can I suggest, if you've never done this before, that you practice on a piece of copy paper, a piece of newspaper, whatever you've got, just so that it becomes easier when you're doing it with cardstock, because obviously cardstock is a lot harder to fold. Okay. Now obviously I've pre-folded this, as I said, for ease of the video. Okay. So that's what you're left with. Okay. You then glue the back. So we are going to glue all of these 1/2 inches, okay? I wouldn't use score tape for this. However, if that's your adhesive of choice, then feel free to use score tape. Excuse my bone folder, it's a Heineken pint head remover. Tell them in the industry, can't you? Right, okay, so let's stick that one down. For some reason my glue isn't being very sticky. It's not following its brief, is it? Don't know why. Really annoys me when glue doesn't stick. Has one job, doesn't it? Has one job in this world, and it can't even do that sometimes. Right. Okay. Nearly finished. There's 2 more to go. Right, so that's our last one. Okay. Sorry that took a bit longer than I hoped it would. My glue wasn't being very gluey. Okay, so goodness me, that is what we are left with. Can you see that? Although yours will be glued a lot better than mine. Okay, so then what happens? We then stick this into our journal. Now obviously this is far too long, so what you can do if you just want to, you can either measure before or measure after, makes absolutely no difference. You can cut it off so that it fits your journal. Now I don't want to use this binding in this journal because I'm going to be using this journal to show you other bindings. Okay, so I'm not going to adhere this down. You would literally just put glue on this part here. Just imagine that's stuck together. You then just put glue on this flat bit here and on there, and then adhere that one to that one. Okay, now to make it easier to get your envelopes in and out, just cut off the corners like so, and then these slot in a lot easier. All right, and that's how you do a very easy, apart from the folding, a very easy internal bind without remembering lots of funny numbers. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that and I hope you found that useful. Please comment and tell me what you'd like to see in these journal clinics, and please subscribe and share, and I shall see you very, very soon. You take care. Bye.